We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here for Friday, May 2nd. Every team in Major League Baseball plays today, so we've got 5 best bets for this slate. And folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets. Later today, we'll have our NBA predictions. There is one game today. It is Game 6 in San Francisco, California, between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Make sure to check out that video in a couple hours here on the channel. Again, a full in-depth breakdown, prediction, and best bet with that Rockets and Warriors game. And on Greedo Plays MMA, this Saturday is UFC Fight Night Des Moines. Corey Sandhagen, Divas and Figueiredo in the main event. Go make sure to check out that video in the description down below, and go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA as well. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets for the MLB today, and we start things off with the Washington Nationals best bet of the day, and we're going with Washington Nationals money line in Cincinnati, Ohio, plus 140. I don't care Hunter Green's on the mound. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. And no, this isn't because I think the Nats bats are going to run right through the guy. I think we're going to put up a fight against Hunter Green. So this is my expected Nationals final outcome against Hunter Green. I'm thinking, 6 innings for Hunter Green. I'm thinking 2 runs from the Nats, and I think we're going to be in the game going into a bullpen game between both of these squads. My prediction going into the 7th inning, I think we see a low-scoring game. I'm going Nats 2-1. No, let's say 3-2. I'm going to go Nats 3-2 going into the 7th inning. I think Mitchell Parker is going to get hit for a couple, and I think Hunter Green is going to give up a couple as well. Green's been really good this season, right? ERA of 2.7. He's had some really good starts to start the year, right? He looked untouchable against the Rangers, Giants, and Pirates, but then as soon as we started to pick Hunter Green, he kind of fell apart, and it all starts with that Orioles game, right? At Camden Yard, he goes 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs as well. And then his last start against the Rockies wasn't horrible, actually a pretty decent start, all things considered. Sure, he gave up the most hits that he has all year long in 7, but in Colorado, playing at elevation, only giving up 3 runs to the Rockies, I'm not too mad at that. But again, Hunter Green isn't as dominant as he was at the beginning of the season, not going as deep in games as he was at the very beginning of the year. And this is a Nationals bunch where if they can get going, they're dangerous. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's true, right? If this team can get going, and you saw that yesterday when they beat the Phillies, right? Finally overcoming Philadelphia, about damn time. We're only 4 games under 500. Let's go. But that's 6th inning, right? Nationals go down 1-0 in a huge 6th inning out the guys. CJ Abrams gets on with a double. He eventually gets driven in by Nathaniel Lowe, and it's a conversation we need to have about Nathaniel Lowe. Unfortunately, I think he's playing his way off of this team, not in a negative way, just in a way of, all right, the Nationals might find themselves, unfortunately, at the deadline, not in a position to win. So Nathaniel Lowe, who's been excellent this season with 6 home runs and 24 RBI, tied for 8th in all of Major League Baseball in RBI, I think he's going to play his way off this team on a expiring contract coming up. I feel like this is another version, and I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing ghosts. I'm seeing flashbacks of Kyle Schwarber, of Jeimer Candelario, of Jesse Winker, players that we get accustomed to really liking throughout the season. We become fans of these guys, and at the trade deadline, they get traded to the New York Mets, like Jesse Winker did, or the Cubs and Jeimer Candelario, or the Red Sox and Kyle Schwarber. What did we get for Kyle Schwarber? Exactly, Mason Thompson. Unfortunately, I think Nathaniel Lowe might be playing his way off of this team just because of how good he's been. This guy's been phenomenal for us. This is what a first baseman is, guys. We've had to watch Ryan Zimmerman, or we'll just say post Ryan Zimmerman. The first baseman I've had to watch on a daily basis for this team, post first stint, Josh Bell and Ryan Zimmerman, have been, Juan Yepes, Joey Meneses. So now watching Nathaniel Lowe, it's incredible. And I think that deal that the Nationals and Rangers made was pretty solid, right? I don't keep up with Rangers baseball every day, but from what I've been seeing, Robert Garcia has been good. He had a bad outing a couple days ago, but the former Manteca High School product has been really good. And that's just a really good trade for both sides. Now, again, the Rangers have been struggling a little bit at their first base position. I'm looking at Jake Berger, who just got optioned down to AAA yesterday. I think it's just a restart for him. But regardless, I would really like the Nationals to keep Nathaniel Lowe. This is a Norfolk, Virginia guy. Again, not right there next to DC, but this is a Virginia guy. Keep him around. He's only 29 years of age, and he's been excellent for us this season. He's been a good glove for us, a really good glove, and he swings the bat really well as well. Again, 24 RBI this season. He's phenomenal. The Nats get back on the right track yesterday, though. They beat the Phillies, and now they get the Cincinnati Reds. Okay, you might look at the Reds lineup, and you're thinking, oh, okay, these guys have been hitting the ball real well recently, They did drop that series to the St. Louis Cardinals. No, they split it, excuse me. They won the first game, dropped the middle two, won the third game, so the fourth game yesterday. You look at the Reds' averages, like, yeah, these guys, again, they have some, TJ Friedl bats 274, Mlb Marte bats 328, Santiago Espinal bats 324, Gavin Lux 317, Jose Trevino 324. With all due respect, I feel like some of those are just fake averages. I don't mean to offend any Cincinnati Reds fans here. This team's not that good, okay? They're just not. Their numbers are much better than they actually are. Ellie De La Cruz batting 275 at this point of the year is great. Ellie, obviously a phenom. He's incredible. I do just think this team's a little bit better. Sorry, they're not as good as their numbers indicate that they are. They're 2 games over 500. I think it's a really good spot for the Nationals to come in here and win, especially with Mitchell Parker on the bump. He is, I would say, our second best pitcher right now. His last start wasn't great. The Nationals did rally and win that baseball game, though. And last year in Cincinnati, I went to that Nationals-Reds series. The Reds did win it 2-1 because Kyle Finnegan blew the third game. But regardless, the Nationals played really well in Cincinnati last year, and I think they're going to continue to do so as well. Again, yes, they lost 2 of 3 last year. That was the opening day series. They easily should have won that series. I remember leaving Great American Ballpark last year, not that happy of a camper. Regardless, though, I think the Nationals will win this baseball game, and I think we get great odds for it. Don't let Hunter Green fool you. I think the Nats bats are going to be serviceable against him. I'll put it lightly. I'm going at Nats money line today here in Cincinnati, Ohio, plus 140 for the Nationals to beat the Reds. Next up, we go to our second best bet of the video. Let's go to our next money line pick of the day. We're going to Camden Yards as the Baltimore Orioles host the Kansas City Royals. Give me the Royals, guys. I'm going to continue to remain adamant on the fact I don't think the Orioles are good. Okay? Yeah, they beat the Yankees 2 games out of 3. Right? Felix Bautista looks like he's got some of his really good stuff back. He got 2 saves in both of those victories. That's awesome. Guys, Dean Kramer's on the mound tonight. That is an auto fade of the Baltimore Orioles. You hear me? That is an automatic, okay, we are fading this baseball team with Dean Kramer on the mound. Michael Wacha is going for Kansas City. He's been serviceable this year. Again, we don't really put anything into pitchers' records. 1-3, okay. 3.38 ERA, that's fine, I guess. Again, serviceable. Guys, Dean Kramer, 7.04 ERA, a whip close to 1.6, essentially. Yeah, that's not good. It's just not. He gives up so many hits. He's pitched 30 innings. He's given up 40 hits, and he's walked 8 guys. 7 home runs. Oh, man. Wacha will struggle a little bit with his control. I understand that. But yikes. Dean Kramer, again, representing the 209 out of Stockton, California. Shout out Nick Diaz Army. But, yeah, he's not going to go more than 5 innings for the most part. And he's just going to get bitched the entire game. I'm just going to be honest with you. Guys, look at Kramer's every single start he's had this year. The Orioles have won 1 game this year he started. It was on April the 16th against the Cleveland Guardians. He goes 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run. Other than that, I'll just list his other starts. Royals, 4 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs. Diamondbacks, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 6 runs. Nationals, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs. 11 hits, 5 runs. 6 total, 5 earned. Tigers last start, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 5 runs. By the way, shout out to the Tigers for coming through for us late last night against the Los Angeles Angels. Shout out to Dingler with the home run, and earlier in the day, by the way, both of our money lines hit. Shout out to the Twins overcoming, not overcoming that deficit. They had, triple the amount of hits the Guardians had, but we win with Cleveland, so we'll take it. Anyways, yeah, I like the Royals today with this money line play. Pitching matchup, I don't care that Michael Wacha is not going to, blow your socks off. Dean Kramer's horrible. And the Royals will score runs tonight, guys. And I firmly believe Kansas City will score, especially coming off a sweep in Florida against the Rays. Winning all 3 games in that series, guys, Bobby Witt would be the most valuable player right now, I think, in the American League. Just on average alone and just where his team's... Okay, that might be too far, because the power numbers aren't there, but that's not how Bobby Witt plays. It's just, Bobby Witt's so great. He plays great defensively, all right? He's a plus bat. Aaron Judge, though, just plays in the American League, and I just don't think anybody's taken that award away from him this season. I just don't think so. I don't even know where Bobby Witt's at in the odds. But Witt's been incredible this year. Again, batting at .322. The guy is one of the best players, if not, again, the best player in the American League, all things considered. The Royals bats around him. We've talked about it before. I really wondered how that rest of the team was going to play this year. they've done a decent job. Real quick, I am looking at the American League MVP race. Odds-wise, Aaron Judge minus 600 already, which is crazy. Then Bobby Witt Jr. at plus 900. Gunnar Henderson at plus 5,000. Mike Trout at plus 7,000. Really? And then Wyatt Langford at plus 8,000. Jorge Polanco? Tyler Soderstrom? What? That's insane. Anyways, I mean, I guess. It's just like, I like Mike Trout. Mike Trout's not winning that MVP this year, guys. He is not winning it. He's not going to get close to it. Let's just be honest. And we'll get to Mike Trout a little bit later. But, right, Bobby Witt, again, second in the MVP race for a reason. The guy's that good. The bats around him have struggled at times, but I mean, Maikel Garcia's been good this year. Mark Canha has been pretty good. Jonathan India batting the leadoff spot's been okay. I like this team more than I do Baltimore. Sure, Baltimore wins 2 of 3 against the Yankees. The one game they lost, they got completely bitched. But still, I can respect Cedric Mullins at the top of the lineup. O'Hearn and Mountcastle. Mountcastle hasn't been good, but O'Hearn's been decent. I'll give you that. Gunnar and Adley are still struggling. They didn't have a bad series against the Yankees, but I can't trust Baltimore at all, man. I'm taking the Royals here on the road. I think the value's too good to pass up on, especially with a pitcher like Dean Kramer on the mound. Yeah, I don't like the Orioles at all. I'm going plus 110 on the road for the Kansas City Royals to win this game outright against the Orioles. Excuse me. Next up, we go to our best player prop of the day. I know what you're thinking. You're betting on Marcus Semien? Yeah, I am. Marcus Semien's batting 182 this season, guys. Okay. Yes, the average is horrible. I completely get that. Marcus Semien has actually been hitting the ball decently, okay? He is on a fairly big hit streak right now. He is on a 6-game hit streak, okay? Yes, he's batting 182, but at one point, guys, he was batting 141. So, Semien's not going to remain that horrible for that long. But he's making strides, and today we need him to go over 1.5 hits, runs, or RBI, or total, obviously, for those 3. And it's a line that he's hit in back-to-back games prior to last game, I think. I don't think he hit it last game. But, sorry, going into yesterday is something that... No, he didn't hit this yesterday. Anyways, 2 games prior to yesterday, Marcus Semien hit this line, okay? We'll talk about this A's series, right? First game of the series goes 1 for 3. Okay. Second game at 3 for 4 at the plate, scores 2 runs. Third game, 1 for 3, scores a run. Yesterday goes 1 for 2 with 2 walks, does not play to run. But Marcus Semien has been much better recently. Again, he's kind of figured it out. And that's not the, end-all be-all of why we're picking Marcus Semien today, okay? If I was just blindly picking Marcus Semien, I am doing you a disservice. The reason why we're picking Marcus Semien today to go over this line is his past history with Bryan Woo. If history is telling us anything, it's that Semien does hit Woo fairly well. He has the best average out of all active Texas Rangers players against Woo, over 11 at-bats. Semien is 5 for 11 at the dish with a double, a home run, 1 RBI. Yeah, that's fine, but ultimately, when we're betting on hits, runs, RBI, we just need you to get on base. Because, again, anything can happen beyond you in the lineup, right? If Semien gets on base, right, then there's the potential for him to score a run. The last time we went to a line just like that is with the New York Yankees' Jazz Chisholm, and he started off the game with a triple with 1 out, and eventually, after he got legged out the triple, he came out of the game, he got hurt. But again, the guy, I think it was Peraza, ended up replacing Jazz Chisholm. If Jazz stayed in the game, he would have scored, and we would have hit this bet in the first inning, right? So, hits, runs, RBI, again, I go back and forth by wanting to take this or total bases. I'm going with hits, runs, and RBI, though, today for this one, because I think Semien is more likely to, get on via a single, but again, that still leaves potential of an RBI knocking a guy in, or again, Semien scoring on his own accord. The Rangers did get shut out yesterday by Jeffrey Springs and the Athletics, so they're due for a better hitting day today. You look at where Semien's at in the lineup, right? Usually batting 5th, but in front of a guy like an Adolis Garcia who does have some pop. Again, Garcia's been very off and on this year, but there's a guy who could drive him in, and the guy's batting in front of Semien in the lineup. Again, the Rangers have been very iffy this season, but we talked about AL MVP candidates. Wyatt Langford is 5th on that list, and Langford, again, bats a couple spots above Marcus Semien. You look at a guy like Josh Young, a Jonah Heim, right? I mean, these guys are going to get on base, and there's going to be opportunity for Marcus Semien today. And again, the biggest factor in all of this is Marcus Semien career against Bryan Woo, 5 for 11 at the plate, by far the best average anybody on this team has. And hell, you want to look at, Adolis Garcia, 3 for 10, okay, I mean, I guess Wyatt Langford's 1 for 3. Again, it's a matchup that a lot of Rangers players have seen, with Brian Wu being in the division. And I think, again, it just creates for a lot of opportunity for Semien, regardless if it's him scoring a run, if it's him getting on base. Again, 2 hits does it as well, right? I like the hits, runs, RBI, I think, more than the total bases. There's just more ways for us to win. I personally believe so, right? So I'm going, because hell, there could be a scenario, right, where you could win this bet without your player even getting a hit, right? You can get 2 RBI in back-to-back at-bats, say, you ground out, but a run scores because he's on third, or a sacrifice fly, right? I mean, there's ways to hit this. Hell, if Semien gets walked and somehow, again, you say Garcia, it's a home run behind him, right? We also get a run for that as well. So I don't mind this at all. I'm going Marcus Semien again over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. I think this is mispriced personally. I think Vegas is looking at this and they're seeing, okay, Semien has not been hot this year. I get that. But again, he's catching fire recently, and he's always hit well against Brian Wu. So I like this one here. I'm going Marcus Semien again over HRR. Let's make it happen for Marcus Semien. Going on to our 4th best bet of the video. I didn't like a second money line straight up, so we are going back to the 2-leg parlay. We've got the New York Yankees in the first leg and the Detroit Tigers in the second leg. The Yankees one's easy. I think it is, right? So we'll break this down individually. Yankees are minus 210 at home at Yankee Stadium against the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Tigers are on the second half of their, or second game of their 4-game set in Anaheim, California against the Angels. They are minus 165 tonight. I wanted to play the Tigers in some fashion tonight, but I didn't know how to do it because, again, they're minus 165, and I don't advise playing a minus 165 money line unless you're 100% sure they're going to win that game. But with baseball, I wouldn't do that. Again, if it's a football game, say, again, I don't know, the Lions are minus 165, at home against whoever, and you really are sure the Lions are going to win that game and you don't want to take -3, I'd just go with that, right? But for baseball, I'm just going to be honest, they play 162 games. I wouldn't lay, again, that much on the Tigers. Again, I don't want to play 165 or whatnot to win, 100 on that game, right? It just doesn't make sense. So instead, I'll just parlay it here. I think the Yankees are definitely going to beat the Rays. The Rays, to me, I said this at the beginning of the year, and we don't talk about Tampa Bay Rays baseball all the time. They are the definition of just mid, right? And they're weird because they win that series in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. They go to San Diego and sweep the Padres, but then they return home and get swept by the Royals. I think Kansas City's decent. I really like the entire American League Central with the Guards, with the Tigers, with the Royals. I can't say the same about the Twins, and obviously not the White Sox, even though, again, hey, that White Sox pitching staff can do damage sometimes. Anyways, like low-key, this might be a hot take. I like the White Sox more than I do the Twins. I'm not gonna lie. Like, White Sox baseball is low-key more enjoyable than Twins baseball. They're only 4 games behind the Twins, too. Just saying, the battle of mid. Anyways, I think the Yankees beat Tampa Bay today. They're at home, and really the biggest factor in this is Max Fried on the bump. The Yankees have not lost with Fried pitching so far this season. They're 5-0. He's got a 1.19 ERA. Need I say more? Yeah. So that's why we're going Yankees. Max Fried, could be the American League Cy Young this year. I don't know if he's the favorite. He's not, because obviously the guy pitching for the Detroit Tigers today is Tarek Skubal. Best pitcher in the sport? Maybe. I came on yesterday and said that Paul Skeens was the best pitcher in the sport. After yesterday, I don't know if I can say that right now, even though he's still the favorite to win the National League Cy Young. And shout out to Dylan Cruz, man. Still favorite to win the NL Rookie of the Year. Let's go. There's nobody else. Actually, I'm low-key scared of Agustin Ramirez. He might take that one from DC. Anyways, James Wood plus 12,000 for MVP. Just watch out for that. Anyways, I am going with the Tigers in the second half of the parlay because, again, Tarek Skubal's on the bump. Jose Soriano pitching for the Angels, not a horrible guy. But we watched that game yesterday with the Tigers and the Angels, right? Los Angeles winning for most of that ball game, but then the Tigers, man, in the 5th inning, so the 8th inning with 5 runs again, the Dingler home run, and they added more in the 9th as well. Guys, the Angels are always, and this is just always the formula every single year for the Angels. They suck. It doesn't matter who they put on this team. Jorge Soler hit a big home run in the second inning, right? Or was it the third? It was either the second or third it was the third where Soler went yard with a 2-run shot. They keep trying to put pieces together. Kyron Paris has obviously cooled off since the beginning of the year. But the biggest thing about all this, and yeah, Zach Neto's great again, but the biggest talking point about the Los Angeles Angels is Mike Trout. What will the narrative be on Mike Trout in, let's say, 5-10 years? Obviously, great baseball player, all-time great. But I remember when the MLB's official Instagram account did a video where they, had passed the phone to regardless. I don't remember who was. I think it was Mike Trout said, "I'm going to pass the phone to my favorite, TikToker or whatnot," and it was Bryce Harper. But when Paul Skeens got the phone, he said, "I'm going to pass this to the greatest of all time." I'm pretty sure that was Skeens who said that. He's an Anaheim guy, so I'm pretty sure he's the one who said that. Regardless, I respect that. But what is the narrative going to be on Trout? I'm just going to be honest, because I've always liked Mike Trout. I really enjoy watching the guy play baseball. It sucks that he's only been in one postseason series ever, in which they lost that one series. But really, what is the narrative going to be on Trout? He's on this Angels team that's never going to win. He's injured again right now. I don't think he's going to be out for more than just a couple weeks. But what's happening? I don't know. It really sucks. I still kind of feel like the Phillies are going to try to make a play to get him. I don't want to see that personally, but it kind of does fit the Phillies kind of scheme right now for just getting all these old guys. But I don't know. What will the narrative be on Trout? Great player. Yes, 100% all-time great, but the greatest? I just don't think we can say that for a guy who's been in the postseason once. And I get it. Baseball's a team sport. But at the same time, guys, Trout re-signed here. You can call it loyalty. I agree. But how can you be the greatest if you've never won a postseason series? And yes, your team has to get you there, but you had Shohei at one point, you had, Rendon, but again, and that's not Mike Trout's fault. It's just, he could have gone somewhere else. He could easily be playing with Bryce Harper right now in Philadelphia, but he's back in a losing Angels environment. Now he's hurt again, and Tony Rendon can never see the field. So I don't know. But anyways, we're going to Tigers here. Yeah, Tarek Skubal's pitching. Easy money. The Angels suck. They're so lifeless and they're garbage. I'm serious. I'm not mincing words here. The Angels are not good. So yeah, we're going Tigers money line, second half of the parlay, right? Yankees, Tigers, that should get you plus 140. Dare I say the two best teams in the American League? Just saying. Yeah, the Guardians, but guys, I don't know. That team struggles to hit sometimes. Yeah, I think the Yankees and Tigers are the two best in the American League. Tigers' first AL team, by the way, to reach 20 wins this season. Shout out to them. Okay, final best bet of the night. We've been waiting for it. It's our Nerfy of the day. We're so cold with these, man. I mean, it's just, oh, God, yesterday, ridiculous stuff. Brian Reynolds goes yard in the first inning. Really? All right. Today, we're going Giants and Rockies. I think this is fine. I really think so. The biggest threats, the Giants bat against Antonio Senzatella. I'll make the case Senzatella is actually not that horrible. I don't know. I watched him pitch against both the Phils and the Nationals. He looked all right. I know his last start against Cincinnati wasn't very good. But the Giants are coming off a loss to the Rockies. Crazy. It's funny. Yesterday, the Nerfy did not hit. Elliot Ramos went yard in the first inning. Okay. Jung-Ho Lee did not start. So obviously he got a day off. He pinched it later in the game for Luis Matos. Did not get a base knock, but we can assume Jung-Ho Lee will start today. That's fine. I don't think the Giants I don't fear the Giants at all. Maybe I'll eat crap on that statement. The Giants aren't that good, guys. This is not going to be, this is not going to be a replay of 2021 where their random 100-win year, and obviously they lost the Dodgers in the NLDS. The very few times I've ever cheered for the Dodgers in my life, it was because Scherzer and Trey Turner were there. But anyways, and Juan Soto would literally show up to Dodgers playoff games in the front row, but he still wore a Nats jersey. Oh, I miss those days. Oh, man. Anyways, the Giants aren't good. They're not. They're 6 games over now. They're falling back down to earth. This team's not a serious playoff squad. They are still finishing 4th in their division. I don't want to hate on the Giants. I'm not a Giants hater at all, but you look at this team, this is not sustainable. It's not like their pitching's all that lights out. Yeah, Logan Webb's great. They've got some guys. I mean, tonight, Robbie Ray, but like JV's pitching, and Verlander wasn't horrible yesterday, but this team's not sustainable. And my entire point I'm getting to here is that they're not that great of a hitting team. Jung-Ho Lee's phenomenal. I think there's a chance he's a starter in the All-Star game. If not, he's definitely a shoo-in to be an All-Star this season. The rest of the team still lacks. Ramos does have some pop, obviously, but Adames has just been mid this year. Wilmer Flores kind of cooling down, but again, not a bad game last night. Matt Chapman still hasn't figured it out at the plate. Let's just be honest. Yaz is still really good, but the bottom of the lineup's so insufferable, man. Lamont Wade, I mean, the only guy having a better season than Lamont Wade, or sorry, the only guy having a worse season this year in the MLB than Josh Bell is Lamont Wade. Patrick Bailey's been god-awful. Great glove behind the plate, obviously, but he cannot hit a ball to save his life right now. So I don't think the Giants score in the first inning. I think Senzatella gets 3 outs. Hey, hear me out. I think the Rockies could win this game. I'm not joking, right? The Rockies, I know they have 6 wins all year. They won yesterday. They're 6-25. They're kind of figuring it out. Back-to-back wins. Can they get 3 in a row? I don't know. Hey, Hunter Goodman, another really big night, hit a home run yesterday. Or no, it wasn't a home run. It was a RBI that brought in the game-winning run in the 8th. Britton Doyle's back, right? I mean, hey, just wait till they get Tovar back as well. Hey, the Rockies, only 19 games under 500. But anyways, we're not here for the money line. We're here for the Nerfy. Brenton Doyle, Jordan Beck, and Michael Toglia, and then a Hunter Goodman. Ryan McMahon in the 6 doesn't scare us at all. I think it's achievable for Robbie Ray. I think it is. This is a veteran coming out there, and I really like Nerfies in San Francisco. This park is huge. Obviously, it's one of the most if not the most pitcher-friendly park in all the major leagues. It's hard to hit the ball out in San Francisco. It's usually cold. There's usually a lot of wind towards the bay, right? I like the Nerfy here. I think the veteran and Robbie Ray, the former Cy Young winner, remember that, I think should be able to come out with 3 outs. Of again, Doyle, Beck, Toglia, and Hunter Goodman. The guys who do scare me are Doyle and Goodman, but if we're able to get Doyle early, then I think Beck and Toglia should fall through. And then again, you look at the Giants. I mean, I think Senzatella is not that horrible. He hasn't pitched too bad yet this year. Doesn't have to pitch at Coors today. You're in a pitcher-friendly park. And I just don't think the Giants are very good. So I'm gonna go Nerfy today on Rockies Giants. Hopefully, again, this hits. Rockies won yesterday. We just need 0 runs in the first, and let's laugh at the Giants after. -120 for the NRFI between the Colorado Rockies and the San Francisco Giants. Antonio Senzatella and Robbie Ray need to come through for us again at Oracle Park. So, folks, thank you all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for May 2nd. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily MLB Best Bets, and later today for our NBA predictions as well. Game 6, Rockets and Warriors from San Francisco. Folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.